Okay, so once again, good evening, everyone. This is Vedant Gupta. Today we'll be having a small presentation on uh, basically the last mm, 3 months for GATE. And this is what the slide says, right? Uh, we are having less than 100 days or around that much we are having time, and it is a good time to you know put the pedal to the metal. I expect all of you to you know mm, recognize this particular figure. So this is the main building of Indian.
I see. Your voice is bit low. Like
Okay, is
it
it
is
is it good
audible,
now?
but it is low.
Okay, is it good now?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so yeah, and just another thing, you are seeing my full screen, right?
Yeah. We are able to see it.
Okay, okay, no issues. So right. So yeah, this is the main building of the Indian Institute of Science, and I believe most of you are, or at least should aim for getting on over here, because this is the epitome of institutions, epitome of research and everything that goes around here. And I believe since it is already almost November, most of you would be clear with a lot of things, and they'll be preparing well. They'll be preparing sincerely, but I'll be particularly talking about a few things that one has to take care of in the last 3 months. So yeah, T minus 100. I mean, you must have seen in movies or something. So before a rocket launch, they'll just call out something like T or L minus 10, 9, that sort. So we have 100 days, and this is the time where you can, maximize your output and, so to say, figuratively minimize your rank. So, uh, mainly we'll be talking about these main ideas. These are the central ideas for what our discussion will be. So, strategy, I'll not be talking about strategy for the whole preparation, because I am sure your mentors, your teachers at IGC would have talked about this. I'll be mainly talking about the tests, and also about, like, how to proceed with those things. And yeah, these are the most important thing for preparation in GATE. So these, and then of course, this is a particular thing where, to be honest, I should not be talking about much, because in my time we had the nationwide lockdown, so we only had some online college. But I believe, from as far as what I have read from newspapers and seen in news, colleges are opening up. So this might be a concern, because one, you're comfortable at home right now, and shifting to college and everything, so it might be a little tricky for you to balance GATE and college activities, college studies mostly. So we'll be discussing a few things about this, and then we'll talk about this aspect, mental well-being. Okay, so this is actually a good point, Dinesh sir, to ask me to include some points about this, and I thought it's a really good idea, because we have to talk about mental well-being after all, because this is your core, this is the strength of any person who is trying to get through something like GATE. And then we'll be talking a little about physical health. So these are the main ideas. Obviously, we'll be talking about a few other things as well, and then at the end we'll have the short question answer round. So before talking about the last 3 months, I'd like to put some light on what basically should have been done by now, considering you are serious about your preparation, and also about your final results. So, if you have not done any of these things till now, don't feel bad. It is just about, it's just the fact that it's good to be clear with such things. So, firstly, yeah, obviously, since you are at IGC, I'll say it's a good idea. You have already taken a good decision, because the staff is really, really professional, and they are very knowledgeable, and they are good mentors as well. So they will guide you really well. So it's a job well done, I'll say, firstly. Okay, moving on to the particulars. I believe this is the touchstone of everything. So you must be thorough with your syllabus, and you should be knowing all that is coming in GATE Aerospace 2022, or if you are for the 23 batch, so you should be up to date with this particular thing. Nextly, I hope you have all the resources. Resources in the sense that you have all your books, all your worksheet material, all your probably what do you call it, some notes or handwritten notes or things like that. And after that, I hope that you have finished with most of your topics. I don't expect you to do all the topics by now, because even during my preparation, I was probably during the second week of November was when I completed the whole syllabus. But most topics, in the sense that you are done with some difficult ones, and those that require difficult is a relative term, so difficult for you, or I should say challenging for you. So I hope you're done with that. And also, some of those topics which take some time for your preparation. So they are time intensive. For example, some mechanics of solids and those things. So they take some time. So I hope you're done with that. I believe that you have your handwritten. So I'm not talking about notes that are available from the coaching side or from your friends or seniors, but your own notes. These are very important things that come in pretty handy at time of revision. So I hope you're done with this. Uh, I'm yeah, okay. I think I heard someone, but okay, moving on. So if you are a student of the classroom program from IGC, I believe that I hope that you are moving with the class. So by this I mean that you are not lagging in your lectures, or you are not slightly behind on these things. So make sure you are good on this end. And obviously, apart from that, I hope you are practicing your questions. And so I see some waiting in the lab. So just a second. Yeah, good. So you are practicing your questions regularly, and you are practicing. By practicing, I mean any sort of questions. Those must be your previous year ones, or probably some worksheets or assignment problems, anything. But you are practicing these questions. This is a very central part to the GATE preparation. Then I hope you are active in the doubt forums that IGC has. This is very important, and probably I'll say that it is not a great idea to be there just for the sake of it and not be active in the participations. If you have some doubts, it is good to ask, and if you know some answers, it is good to help your peers as well, because after all, it is all about growing collectively, and in the meantime learning yourself. So I hope you're taking this seriously. Then I hope you are even have started taking those smaller tests, those topic tests or subject tests, because these can really build a strong foundation for your mock exams, your final papers. So I hope you are doing these things and you are analyzing it sincerely. And apart from all that, I have made a block and underlined this particular scheme, that you are following a plan with a very sincere sort of work ethic. So this is the most important part. So it essentially, all of it condenses into this very thing. So you should be having a plan and you should be good with it. So that has to be done. And yeah, so moving on, I believe yeah, so few small things. They might be, it is easy to neglect a few of them, but I'll say they are very essential for our preparation, because small things make up larger ones. So I hope you are working on these things as well. One is having the virtual calculator proficiency. So by this I mean you are not only proficient, but you are very quick with your virtual calculator, because in GATE the time is certainly limited. I'll not be talking about that, because I believe, as I have said, I believe you are already thorough with those kind of things. So I believe in the last 3 months, or at least till now, you have started using this calculator. So I'll tell you what I did was, obviously while taking the mock tests on the IGC portal, you have the small calculator there only. So it is that is fine. But I even downloaded one on my mobile phone. So I was using that for when I was doing some self-study or something. So that is there. I hope you're doing this honestly and sincerely. Next, I believe I'm not very sure if the actual date and the time slots of the GATE aerospace paper have been released by IIT KGP or not, but I hope like whenever it is, you should be quick and proactive in adapting to those hours of exam. So in my case, IIT Bombay released the dates as 6th February, and the slot was the afternoon one, so it's 3 to 6, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. That was my exam slot. So in that case, like I had developed a very bad habit of actually taking certain long naps in the afternoon, stretching up to 1.5 hours at times. And so due to the fact that we were at home, so this actually can be a very good up strong hand for you, that you are active during those hours. So I had to reprogram my brain to to do a lot of thinking between 3 to 6, and to actually be active at that time, right? Next, I believe you are doing some previous year questions as well, because they give you a lot of flavor about what GATE exactly has. And aerospace is, to be very honest, a different sort of a field. So these questions can be, it can have multitude of range and multitude of categories. So I hope you are having this properly. You are practicing your questions and you're practicing your modules, and especially these previous year questions really well. Next, I believe you are not leaving any questions while practicing. So, for example, if you are solving some book, no, not necessarily some worksheet or something, you are solving some examples from your books, I hope you are doing it thoroughly and not just leaving anything for the sake that, okay, this is so lengthy or sort of it anyway won't come. So let's not do that. Let's try and adopt a habit of, sticking with every question that comes to your way and solving it successfully. Next, and most important, I'll say it is that you are exercising daily, because GATE requires you to, sit for long hours and study. So exercising becomes a essential, crucial aspect. We'll talk about it later, but I hope you are doing this as well. And if you are not doing this, I urge you to take up some form of exercising, which we'll talk about later. Moving on, some people are okay. Moving on to some other aspect. The screen seems to be stuck. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Before talking about the strategy for these 2 months, I'll like to make a quick note on the fact that I expect, and I mean, it was what actually I did, and I think most of you are expected from, from your coaching side as well as in general, that you are, reserving the whole of January month for your mock exams and mock exams only, right? Because you'll have to do something like 10, 15 full mock test papers, and if you contaminate January with some learning or some new topics or some other smaller test, it might not be the most ideal case. So please keep in mind that if I'm considering that GATE Aerospace would be conducted in, I hope, the first week of February, I believe. So let's not take into account the first few days of February. So let's simply talk about January as a whole. So you should assign it totally for your full mock tests, because they are the real deal. So you need to be very, very serious with them, and you should just set it aside totally, right? Okay, so coming back to these 2 months, so November and December, actually, this is the time where you are doing the most intensive sort of work, and at the same time you are battling with some other doubts, some other probably college exams, or probably some college project submissions and everything. So I hope you're, yeah, you're dealing with that properly. But yeah, let's talk about the strategies particularly for GATE during these 2 months. So yeah, first thing, as I mentioned, you should, if you haven't, so you should start with IGC tests. Why? Because first thing, I believe they are at a good level. So I mean, you must have heard it, right? If you are at least aiming for some stars, you'll at least end up on the moon. So this is what is embodied by these IGC tests, because they are at a level which is, I believe, most of the questions, they require you to think more than what would you would be required to think during GATE. But now you have the comfort of your home of your own laptop, or your PC, your own desk, your own chair, everything. So if you factor in these things, so it will be a similar environment during your actual gate, because then you'd have nothing of such sorts, but at the same time the questions will be slightly lower, so it sort of balances it out. So having these tests, giving these tests is really, really important. So make sure you do that. Then I believe, since they are at this level, so they'll increase your capability of thinking and actually putting your minds, applying your minds for solving such questions. And also I believe they have a very good structure, in the sense they give you the topic tests to just build a foundation, then they move on to some subject level tests, then they move on to module level tests, and then they finally move on to these mock tests. So this level is good, and this structure is really, really helpful for any aspirant for GATE Aerospace. So yeah, keep this in mind and begin with your tests. We'll talk about what and hows and all things of tests later on, right? Second is obviously finish your syllabus. Before, probably I'll say, December or something, you should be done with the syllabus. By done, I mean everything prepared, all the notes ready, and I'll say decent amount of confidence in solving questions. So you should have this done. No need to talk more about this. And then, yeah, it is a policy that actually Dinesh sir also discussed with me when I was, asking him about some questions and some gate, that even if you are doing from some lectures, if you are a classroom student or you are doing from some other source, it is better to go through some topics from some classical textbooks, because textbooks, they are actually they are the real source of any sort of knowledge. So that is, I think most of you would agree with me on this part, that books really are important at the end of the day. So you should be reading most of the topics, or at least the ones that require you to really get in there and really dig deep, from some classic textbooks. I'll give you a very, very small example. So I was struggling a little, to be very honest, in aircraft structures part. I was just relying on some lectures and some videos that I saw online, and I was not doing very well in the tests. So like naturally I asked that, okay, what to do now? So in that sense, I took up this book by T.H.G. Maxon, the aircraft structures book. I think you must be familiar with that. And I read from those topics, and suddenly I could connect the dots and see things on a level plane. So this is very important. And yeah, even if you read multiple times some particular topics, it is okay, it is fine. You should be clear with these ideas. And the fourth part is, you should obviously prepare your own notes. I mean, yeah, derivations and everything, they are very important, in the sense they give you the flavor about how you come to these formulae, or these concepts. But at the same time, in your notes, try to keep it short and simple. So like the thing is, like whenever you are doing your notes, so you just want your eyes to focus on things that are relevant. So if you add much of derivations or something therein, so it will be a bit of a mess. So like what I did was, during my preparation time, so I had two notebooks. In one, I used to keep all the formulae in shorthand and concepts in very crisp and short sentences. And I had a other sort of semi-rough kind of a notebook, wherein I used to write all the derivations, at least before this November December era, I'm trying to say. So make sure you do that, and you prepare your notes. I believe your lectures will help you very much, and obviously it is a continuous strategy. So your notes should be having some spaces or something wherein you can add some stuff. So like whenever you're doing some tests from IGC or some worksheets, if you recognize some point that is relevant, you should be able to quickly add on to your notes. Fine. So I think these are a few important strategy points that we want. And moving on, now let's talk about your mock tests and your these practice exams that you will be taking for GATE. So these are really simple 5 points that I urge all of you to pay really good attention to. These are very nitty-gritty. I mean, these are very basic things, but at the same time, this is what actually will work, right? So it is better for you only if you attempt these tests sincerely. By sincerely, I don't mean that you should be like totally into it and you should be just thinking about that all the time. No, by that I mean is just think of it as a real exam. Try to simulate your environment in such a way. So no TV, no phone during that particular time. Even if the test is, for example, for a 40-minute test or 1 hour small subject test, just stay away from all these things. Stay away from your notes. Refrain from peeking because you'll think, okay, fine, it is a exam. It is a we are at our place. So let's just quickly have a look at the formula so that my name will appear on top of the leaderboard in the exams. So no, nothing is needed in that time. So be sincere in your approach for the exams and try and attempt it as you are really attempting your gate exams, right? Yeah, and yeah, this is very important second point that your notes, you should not refer your notes just before the exam. So like it is very obvious, right? If you are attempting some exam and if you are just looking at the notes like 10 minutes before you have started the test portal, it is of no use because it'll anyway be, because to be very honest, I mean, yeah, we all talk about concepts, we all talk about understanding, but at the end of the day, a good amount of gate exam is about how you recollect, how well you recollect, and how well you connect the points in the question to whatever you have learned. So if you refer the notes just before that, it will be a cakewalk. So don't do that. At least have a gap of say like 3 hours or 4 hours or maybe more or even one day. So if you are preparing, if you are giving some flight mechanics test, so if I have read my notes today, so I'll try to attempt it tomorrow maybe, and between that time I'll condition my mind to not particularly look for anything. If you have something very urgent, you can probably look into those notes, but not just before the exam something. Okay. Yeah, this is very important. Next point, give on your PC or laptop. Refrain from using phones because phone is one very distracting sort of a thing. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it again. Mm, yeah. So I was talking about just a second. I'll have my laser pointer. Yeah. So I was talking about this very point that you should be trying to simulate the environment of actual gate exam and gate basically the test, and you should be using your mouse for your virtual calculator, and you should be trying to appear on a laptop or a PC. And the other thing is that you should not be. Initially, I was a little skeptical about this idea, but you can actually attempt multiple smaller tests in a day. I'm still talking about the November and the December period. I'll not suggest you to take multiple 3 hour mock exams during your January or, because those are very taxing and you should be, keeping your mind little relaxed during that time. So in this very period where the tests are probably 30 minutes or 45 minutes long, you can attempt multiple tests. So don't be, too stigmatic about that, right? And yeah, if it is only and if it is comfortable for you, so you should be very careful about that. And okay, so we talked about how and what's of exams, but now a very important point that you should do a very thorough analysis of every test, be it a 35-minute test or be it probably your 3 hour mock tests. So, now what just about analysis? So, the first most important thing again, I have, sort of kept it in some blocks. Yeah, I am hearing someone. Please mute yourselves. Okay, yeah, please mute yourselves. Yeah, moving on. So you should not really, leave any sort of questions in your tests. In the sense, not during attempting the exams. You should obviously be very careful about that, what questions you attempt, because there is always a negative marking, aspect which lingers around. I'm talking about the analysis portion. So whenever you do a test, whatever questions you have not attempted or you have wronged, we will talk about that particular order or what to do in that. But don't leave any sort of question. Wherever there's a doubt, just try and solve it. Okay. And most important is, again, don't just put the question on doubt forums. I've seen this multiple times that people, they are unable to solve, that is okay, that is fine. If you're unable to solve a question, if you have tried it and you have, you know, probably got some negative marks, and you have, that's okay, that's fine, there's no issues. But you should not just simply put it on the doubt forums. If you have done like 5 question wrong, and then you put all those, so it will be a loss for you. Why? Because you're simply giving away an opportunity to take the questions head on yourselves. Now let's talk about what order in this analysis that you should do. So first one should be, obviously you should, I'm sorry, I'm listening someone. Please mute yourselves. Yeah. So this is very important. What order of questions just go through in your analysis. First one I always did is, go for the questions that you didn't attempt altogether. So these are the questions that you left, because this is these are things like cookies that you are giving away. So these questions are actually more important than the ones you have, lost marks in, or you have done some negative marks, you have got some negative marks, you have wrong that question. Why? Because in those ones at least you tried. Here you have let it go. So these should be your prime focus on your analysis, because as I mentioned, because you let them go. So analyze these ones and try to solve these ones more, with more vigor. Please mute yourselves. Yeah. Then look at the ones that you have, made a mistake in. So these are the ones that probably, sometimes what happens is, especially with me, that in a particular topic, I used to wrong the question multiple times because there was some lack of concrete concept understanding or something of that sort. So this is a place where you analyze more on your topic front. So if you are losing marks, for example, there is a tendency to lose marks in like gas dynamics conceptual questions. Why? Because there is so much of physics involved in those problems that you sometimes, especially those kinds of like MSQs or something. So try to analyze on a conceptual level, right? Next is try to analyze those hunches or the ones that you guessed and got right. So that is just luck. So let's not dwell on that, and try to analyze those and try to get them right, and try to see that, okay, you took a guess, but what was that guess about? Is it a sound guess? Is it a not very accurate guess, or how should I tackle the problem next time it comes around? And then finally look at the ones that you had correct. So just cross check with your concept that you applied, and just cross check with what logic you applied. So make sure you are doing that, right? And next, I'd like to talk about what is known as the revision strategy. Many, like, I have come across, even I had this question when I was preparing for the trip. What is the revision? How to revise? And what people ask that, okay, when did you do your revision? So in that case, I'll like to point it out that it is a never-ending procedure. Revision is never-ending. It should not be that you fix on some particular date that, okay, fine, from whatever December 20 to 25 I'll just revise. That is not a very healthy activity, I'll say, because you might be missing out on a lot of things. If you just plainly, because in terms of revision, what is revision? So you're just looking at the notes again, probably solving a few tough questions. You're looking at some questions again. So make sure you uh, you know clarify that in your mind that it is a continuous activity, right? And yeah, as I mentioned, there is no specific date of revision, and this should be a thing to keep in mind, that you should at least read your entire notes for at least once in a week. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm having some more disturbance. If everyone can please cross check your mute buttons, and please place it to unmute. Everyone, please just quickly have a check. Okay, fine. Just a second, I'll make a quick check. Okay, fine. Yeah, please sort of mute yourselves and let's continue with the presentation. Mm, right. So, okay. So, yeah, right. So we're talking about this aspect that it is no specific sort of month or week that you should be looking at during your revision. So it is a continuous procedure. And as I mentioned, you should read your notes. Uh, Hello, is anyone still on unmute? Please. Okay. So yeah, you should at least read it once in a week because it will keep a lot of things together. So focus on that. And yeah, this is a very small thing, but useful thing. Actually, I could never do this, but one of my friends he suggested it, and I find this a very good strategy. That like after you complete your notes, now just make a small PDF out of it and carry it in your phone. So if and all you are going to some you're going to some place or you're stuck at a boring family function, and just quickly pull out your phone and do a quick formula revision. So do this. It is a very small thing, but it is useful, right? And most important is that you don't just let go of your topics which are favorite and which are not favorite, or just simply you should treat all topics on an equal scale. So if something is a strength, for example, if anyone is very confident in their aircraft structures and they are not so comfortable with flight mechanics, so they should not be like, okay, I'll leave mechanics revision because it is anyway so boring. I'll score in structures. No, it is of no use. So please refrain from doing that. And every topic is equal, right? So this applies to your tests as well and your mock exams as well. So you should attempt questions from all the topics, and everything should be given a equal sort of this thing. So make sure about that. Then let's talk about your strategy for your revision. So, as I mentioned, it is not just simply about reading a note. So, this is a topic which actually I have not, you know, talked a lot about, but this is a thing actually I used to do, and I find it really helpful. So, what I call it is I call it a question revision strategy. So, I request all of you to pay really good attention at this point because this is something I I'll not ask you to guys to do it no questions asked, but I'll ask you guys to at least give it a try once. I'm sure you'll find it fruitful. And it comes in really handy during these January and December, these periods. So now what you're doing is you should like for example I for mathematics I purchased a book by Made Easy, and I was doing that for my mathematics, and it has lot of questions for every topic. Okay, so in question revision strategy what you are doing is you're simply opening up a chapter. So for example, I open up calculus. I'm just looking at all the questions that are given in the this in the exercise which I have solved. Not I haven't solved them like yesterday. I have solved them at least a good. So, for example, I did my maths pretty early on in my preparation strategy, and after 2 3 months, when I was done with all the subjects, I thought, okay, I should probably do some revision. I was doing some notes revision and everything in the meantime, but some concrete level revision. So therein, I had experimented with this. I just opened my worksheet on my book, and I was just looking at all the questions. And in that case, you just skim through these questions, you just have a look at them, try to solve them in your mind, try to come up with solutions, cross check wherever needed. And if you come across, so like I used to mark a small star for all the questions that were some tricky or something that required something apart from just simple formulae or some simple concept. And after that I used to just put my pen and put pen to paper for try solving that question. So in that case what you are doing is you are looking at the questions, because see, at the end of the day, gate it will all come in the form of some questions. So it is a good strategy, I'll say. because then you can have a sort of a holistic feel, because you are not just looking at, because if you are revising from your notes, it is very straightforward and very simple. So you're just looking at some formulae, you are just looking at some concepts, you're reading them and moving on. Here you will be asked to challenge yourself to, if you are whether able to solve it or not, again after some extended period of time. If you get stuck anyway, you have to go back to your notes, and uh, if you just put your pen to paper for some really difficult questions, so that, and if you solve it, so that's a good sign that you are actually, you're not forgetting the concepts. So try to this is a very sort of a uh, it won't take much of your time, but I urge you to at least try it for one particular topic, and see how it goes, right? uh then moving on, I mean, yeah, this is one thing which I believe helped me really for my gate, and yeah, I as I mentioned, at least give it one shot. Now, let's talk about how to balance out college. As I mentioned, I should not be I'm not the perfect guy to talk to about this, because I was at my home during the entirety of my preparation. I gave my paper at in my hometown only, so it is not something I am very I'll not be the best guy to answer, but yeah, some things that do come to my mind in this is that, yeah, college is equally important, because let me tell you, I'm doing my MTech, and all of the concepts that I did at my college level, they are they are coming in a that, in fact, no one asks about gate anymore. So they are just asking about what concept you did in your BTech. So I'm just trying to, tell you guys about these things, that like after you crack it and get into one of these institutions, whichever you aspire to be in, just keep in mind that your BTech stuff is more important, I'll say, because GATE is just a medium to get there. After getting there, what? So after getting there, these concepts will come in handy. So give equal importance, attend all the lectures. I urge you to do that. Attend all the lectures, do all the college assignments sincerely, and this is very important. Follow a schedule, because now I believe that, since I think some of you would be at your colleges, so following a schedule really helps. I'm not talking about a very sort of a like a draconian and very tough schedule that I'll wake up at 4, I'll do this at 4:30, and at 4:35 I'll jump into this topic, and I'll at 4:50 I'll read this. No, just keep it simple, but at least follow a structure, and then follow the strategy by Toyota. I'm sure you must have heard of it. It's a very famous car manufacturer, automobile manufacturer, Toyota. They had a strategy called lean manufacturing, which is a very highly referred to case study in things like management courses, or something like supply chain management. And in that lean manufacturing setup, they had one thing called JIT, which stands for just in time. It was one of the principles they followed for the lean manufacturing. There are multiple points. If you just Wikipedia it, JIT by Toyota, there are multiple points, but I'll ask you to keep in mind these 2 points, really really important. We can learn from this manufacturing thing and try to implement that into our gate fight. That is, just limit the warehousing. So now what is happening is, if you are producing, for example, in your factory, if you are producing, say, 1000 cars in a day, just some random number, so like obviously not all the products, all the parts will be manufactured in your factory. So if you are making this thing, so the engine will come from somewhere, your windshield will come from somewhere, all your actuators and your electronics will come from somewhere, your gearbox will come from somewhere. So what was happening was, companies at that time, they were having huge warehouses just to store these spare parts. In the sense, they wanted to, all at a same place, and so now that was leading up to very large. So the warehouses were actually greater than, even larger than what was their actual assembly line or the assembly line building. So this by this, what I mean is, you should limit your warehousing. So what Toyota did was, like, if they are producing a car, so they will just take some 2 days worth of um 2 day worth of spare parts, and they'll keep it in a small warehouse. Okay, they'll keep it in a small warehouse, so this will save them time, this will save them money. So in the sense of your college activities and your college studies, I'll say, just limit the amount of work that piles up. So if you have some assignment or something and you're confident that you will do it, just try and get over with it on the very day. So this will free up a lot of time and free up your mind entirely. I mean, of course, this is subject to your planning and your timetables and everything, but this stands for the fact that you are following a very good doctrine that states that okay, you should just try and limit the work that sort of piles up. It will add to expenses, and in our case, it will add up to some excess work. And we want to focus on gate and we want to focus on college, so just try and do this, right? And the next strategy was to just get it right in the first time. So they tried to minimize their errors and they tried to minimize their defects and they tried to minimize all sort of things that would take the program awry. So try and do this. So if you're doing some college assignment, just because I mean, so there were there is a tendency that even he, so like so what I'm talking about is like I don't have a very good handwriting. So okay, so and some of our professors, they cared about the presentation of your because they were handed assignments after all. So in my assignments, what I used to do is first write some rough solution in a rough copy or rough notebook, and then I used to sort of make it fair in a good sort of A4 page. So no, don't do that. Just try and do it in one go. Just take up your pages and write confidently, and it will all be done. Okay. So these are two things that we should take from the lean manufacturing thing and try to implement it in a college life. You should have your optimization in your time. So no, lolling around and no uh, just wasting your time. You should optimize it. So if you have your classes, attend your classes, come back, do your stuff. I mean, obviously, it's not about having to live a robotic life. Take your breaks, take your, evening chai with friends, but optimize it. And I am sure you understand by what I mean by this. You're smart enough to figure it out. And obviously, you have to take, some good sleep, because at the end of the day, you want your cognitive sense to be at its top when you are attempting the questions, when you're attempting your mock tests and etc. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a thing in your college campuses or something. We used to have this, so like everyone was awake at 12:31. So what to do? Just simply go out, have some chai, or in your campus or something, and just sit there for a long time. So try and avoid these kind of things because they are just pure time wastage. So yeah, this is a very important thing to keep in mind, and just make sure that you optimize your time. Now, let's talk about probably one thing that can that can be a game changer, a sort of a decider, if you may. This is what is called as a mental well-being or something like a mental health. This is a very important thing for Gate, and I should talk about it not just because it is a hot topic today, but because people have realized the importance of this thing. But in reality, if you have a healthy mind, you can achieve better. So these are the main four reasons I'll say that cause stress, and this is not uh, like these happen to everyone, to me, to you, to everyone. First is obviously in context of Gate, this was a big thing, a big stress, sort of facet for me. That was your mock test results. Because to be honest, initially I was not getting very good marks. I was in some tests I was not performing very well. So this was accumulating a lot of stress into my mind. Next is peers. You look at people around you, they are scoring twice as much as you. Some are, doing something else entirely. They are preparing for jobs, and you're looking at Gate, and this sort of adds some peer pressure, what we call it, and sometimes that also gets translated to some amount of stress. That is a thing. Next is expectations from probably from you to yourself, or probably your parents, your friends, your family to you, these things. And this is I mean, yeah, this is some personal causes of stress which are with everyone. So this is nothing to be scared of, nothing to be worried about, because at the end of the day we are smart people and we can figure it out. So I'll talk about in perspective of Gate, the results in your mock tests as a important thing, as a cause of stress, and how to sort of you know uh, work it out. So first and the foremost is they are not your final gate scores. So if you are scoring 20% marks, so nowhere it is saying that if you are scoring 20% in this very test, so in final gate also you'll score that much. No. So just, I mean, yeah, these points, whatever these points you see, they are, to be very honest, they are very basic points. If you go to some research journal or some very high level article, all of these things of stress management, they will boil down to these very points. You might say that, okay, Vedant, you're wasting our time. These we know these points, but let me tell you, this is coming from me. I have been in the situation, and these are the basics. These are the basic things that everything else leads to. So you should try and work it out. We'll also talk about some more about stress management, and you should try and, because these are the basic things, and everything comes to this, and it's all about your implementation. It's all about how you work it out. So yeah, these are not your final exams. At one point I got really low marks. I talked to sir, and he told me the same thing, that it's okay because in this time, if you're not scoring very well, so this is compelling you to think more. This is compelling you to work out your errors, work out your concepts. So if you're scoring good, take it as a positive. If you're not scoring good, takes it as positive as well, and try to work on things that you have probably not done so well in. Yeah, and yeah, this is very important, that don't dwell on these. So like, okay, if you get some very good score, if you get rank 1 in your leaderboard, so just don't be over it, and don't let that define your next whatever 1 week or next whatever 1 month, because this will just suck your energy and suck your time. So if you have scored really high, move on. If you are scoring really low, move on. So it is a very simple sort of strategy, right? And this is my technique. What I used to do is, like, if I'm scoring well, if I'm not scoring well, I just used to see it once and don't care about it the next time you see it. Okay, then don't discuss with your friends. See, gate is, after all, it is a competition of how you can do better than yourself. So if you focus on yourself, it will be a much better thing. Okay, so don't explicitly go out on a limb and ask your friends, okay, how many did you score in this particular test? Oh, that was very difficult. No, if you have some questions to discuss, some concepts to discuss, very well, but don't discuss simply for the sake of scores. Okay, and move to an opposite task quickly. So, for example, if I have scored really well, I used to quickly take up, by opposite task, I mean something that would level out my levels of sort of the happiness or whatever sort of hormone that is released. So for that, I used to quickly take up something which is difficult for me. So for example, if I've scored well, so I used to quickly take up a topic that I faced difficulty. So it all, my brain sort of balanced it out. If I scored something, some poor grades or something, so I used to go and study for some topic which I was happy about. So I enjoyed learning it. So this sort of balances out your mind, and yeah, try it. It will be handy. Okay. So now, as I mentioned, we'll talk about for some time about how to deal with stress in general. And again, all these points, every each and every of these points, you can find in any article or anything. But let me tell you, so if you go on just looking at these things, no, it'll be of no use, right? Because there is no article in this world, or there is no one, I mean, there is nothing in this world which you can just look at or read from and your stress would simply vanish. There is nothing like magic. So you have to fight it out, and there are good ways to do it. These are a few ways which I could figure out, and I am pretty sure that you must have figured it out as well. The first is just talk. Talk about your stress, talk about a situation to your parents, talk about it to your mentors or your teachers, like whomsoever you trust and whomsoever you find that they are helpful in helping you to deal with these stressful situations. Please talk to them. Peers, okay, this is a little tricky, so don't just go on talking to each and every friend that, bro, I have this issue with me, or this is something that is happening with me. No, just keep it to those who are mature enough to understand your problems and who can actually help. Because, see, talking to friends is the most easiest thing. These two people, they'll understand you more than even parents will understand you more than anyone. Teachers will give you a more sort of academic outlook on that. But at the same time, peers are the most easiest to approach, easiest to talk. But at the same time, this can backfire as well. I think you'll understand it. So just talk to those about such sensitive issues to those who will understand you, and just don't go on talking about it to everyone. Next is a sort of a brute force sort of an approach. Okay, so if you have talked it out, simply talking it out won't help you. Yeah, of course, it will help you lower your tensions, but at the same time, you have to work it out somehow. So just at the end of the day, as I want, we want success. So if you just sit and think about your stress situations or think about your future, it will be of no use. So the ideal thing is to just go in there and take the next one, as it is. Take the one head on and just fight it out. So this is very important. This is the action part of it, and this is the the preparation part of it. This is the action part of it. So make sure balance these two out. Next is just simply accept all the stuff that is not in your hands. So if you stress about some things like, okay, I'm not very good at this paper, at this very subject, and what if such question comes, this and that, no need to do that. Just accept it, that the whatever they will come, I'll have to solve it. Next is obviously, give yourself time, take a break somehow. If you have been working too hard for like 2 3 weeks and you haven't taken any day, so after that, probably just go out for ride, go out for some dinner or something, take a break. Don't be very hard on yourselves, because you should be comfortable in your own mind. So this is very important. But yeah, don't just just okay, fine, I'll go out every day. No, that is not ideal. That is extreme case. So no, don't do that. And yeah, so we are like a infinity, we're stressed for all time, but we have infinity yield as well. So trust me, you are stronger than what you expect. So deal with it, and I'm sure you're smart individuals, you can work it out, and it will all be good at the end. So don't worry about it too much. And yeah, as I mentioned, at the last, we'll talk about some aspects of physical health. So, I mean, yeah, you must all have, heard about this, that healthy mind would reside in a healthy body. So, this is a very, very simple idea that you should be healthy. Exercise for at least 30 minutes. Well, this is something coming from me, and I used to exercise. I see, it's nothing like you need to do some heavy gym or something of that. So, just go for a walk, go for a jog. If you have some idea about such things, so you can do some body weight exercises. This is important because most of our work is done while we are seated. So we are sitting down and taking the lectures, attending the lectures, doing the assignments, doing the gate preparation. So just let your body loose for some time. This will help your blood circulation, and this will keep your mind sharp. Okay, and practice sitting for more than 3 hours, because your exam will be of 3 hours, and you won't be allowed to get up. And in all of this time, you should be just focused. And for the entire time, you can't be like, I'll focus for the first half hour, and the next 2.5 hours it will be just so hunky dory. No, you should teach yourself to sit and for more than 3 years and practice. Just keep your everything around you, like water and everything, just keep around and just try and do this with focus. So this is also, I included in the physical health, because yeah, this can be tricky. I'll be very honest, this can be tough as well, because sitting is okay, but sitting and thinking at the same time, thinking for questions, is a little tricky. So practice this. And yeah, obviously, do some stretching exercises after you get up. Do some rotations, some shoulder rotations, neck rotations. And so just relax your muscles and everything. Have some proper sleep, REM sleep. So this is the time where all your metabolic activities at its peak, your muscle recovery is at its peak. Your cognitive function will only be at its best when you have had some good amount of sleep. So see, I'm not throwing some numbers at you. I'm no sleep expert. I'm not throwing like 9 hours or 8 hours, whatever is comfortable with you. But don't keep it like 4 hours or 5 hours. That will just ruin your next day, and that will just ruin your preparation. So we need to be focused. We need to have some focus intensity. So that is done by uh, having some proper sleep. So as I mentioned, if you come across a book uh, by the name of Deep Work by Carl Newport, you can read in the initial chapters. He has said that uh, the amount of work, or the the gravitas of that work is equal to the time spent into the intensity. So if your intensity is high, you can probably achieve in less time. So it is a very straightforward idea. So, and that all that comes if you have some good rest, right? And at the end of the day, eat well. So don't eat too much as well. And I mean, these things are, I mean, obviously you are very well aware of these things. So eat in moderation, especially during the last week of the exam, because try and avoid some food that is like extremely at some extremes, or some very oily or something. So just try and avoid, especially in the last week or so, and keep your body system in equilibrium is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so these five ideas: have your discipline, be consistent in your efforts, focus on your learning and focus on your work, do good planning, and execute it with perfection. I'm sure if you focus, if you pay attention to these things, you'll clear gate with a very good rank, and you will get into whatever you desire. So with this, I thank you for your attention, and yeah, we can probably move to some questions now. uh, you can simply unmute and ask your question. I see I have taken slightly more time than what I previously decided, but it's okay. We can have some questions now. Please feel free to unmute and ask.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, as we know, there are so many subjects,
Yeah,
so many things are going on. So,
right.
like, if I practice one subject, uh,
Hmm.
I feel that I am kind of good at it. But after that, when I focus on some other subjects, like after 1 or 2 weeks, when I visit the same subject again, I feel like I know nothing. So,
Right,
how to
right.
cope up with that?
That's a very valid point, and I think everyone faces that at some point of or the other. So, see, the only mechanism to cope up with this is what I'll suggest you, if I were at your place, is to simply, work out with consistency. I agree that sometimes it is not entirely possible to, just study for entire time. But at the same time, I'll suggest that um, you can try and do it more consistently. And at the end of the day, you'll figure out that it is okay. It is fine. If you face some difficulty initially, at the end of the day, if you revise some X amount of times, it will naturally come to you. So give it some time, and try and keep up your efforts and work with consistency. So that will be my message to you, that don't worry. First thing, don't worry at all. Next is, give it some more time. If such topics are, if you find you are comfortable in such topics, it is a good point that okay, I'm good at one particular subject. But at the same time, uh, you should be comfortable with it, in the sense that when you pick it up, after all, if questions don't come, answers don't come naturally, it is fine, it is okay. Give it some more time, learn it again, and do it over again. So the core theme is to get the concepts right. So if you get the concepts right, even if you're not getting the questions right, is okay, but at least you should have the concepts right. So I think that will be my message to you. I think Shiva was asking it. Okay, I hope
Yes.
it is sufficient.
Yes.
Please, next questions, guys.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, what was your backup plan? Like, if you didn't do well in GATE, because somebody asked me from
Haha.
my college
Yeah.
who was not preparing for GATE.
Oh, I see. No issues. Well, my backup plan was to, get into the industry, and simultaneously work for GATE, because ultimately I aspired to have a master's degree. So that was my ultimate aim. So yeah, my secondary aim was to, get into some job, and while I am at it, prepare for GATE. But luckily, it turned out that I could do decent. And so yeah, no, I'll yeah, that will be a message to you guys as well, that if you have one particular aim, yeah, obviously it is a smart decision to have some backup plan. You all should have some backup plans. But if you are really focused, and if you are confident, then don't think much about that backup plan. It should be there at the back of your mind, but your prime focus should be on your current work at hand. So I hope it answers your question, Anirudh. Uh,
Yes, sir.
okay, yeah. Again, please don't call me sir. Just call me Vedant. Next, guys.
Uh, I have a question.
Yes, please.
So far, if is it okay, like if you have not completed and our entire syllabus or have
Hmm.
not completed all the short notes or are not done with all the mock tests available on the portal, will we still
Hmm.
be able to achieve that good rank? Because
Obviously,
only 3 months are left.
right. Yeah, obviously. In see, achieving rank is it's more about your execution. About these courses and everything, it is entirely okay. As I mentioned, even I completed my syllabus probably around this November, mid November sort of mark. It is okay. You will be able to do well provided you are sincere and disciplined in your approach. But I will strongly suggest that firstly block your entire January month so that you can just focus on your full mock tests. I think there are IGC has last year it had 10 mock tests, but I think this time it has 15 or 20. I'm not very sure. So you do that, and before that, uh, try and finish it up as soon as possible, maximum by December, so that 1 month you have at least for your shorter and module and those subject wise tests. It is okay if you haven't completed, because obviously there will be some college work and there will be, everyone learns at a different pace. So it is absolutely fine, Sejal. And but for whatever is left in your hand, keep your focus on that. I'll suggest. So I hope it suffices your question. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Thank
Okay.
you.
Hello, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, please go on. Who is it?
Sir, uh,
Yeah.
sir, my name is Swastik. Sir, I
Yes.
have a question. When I was first year or first two semester was
Uh-huh.
not good for me because
Okay.
uh, I don't know about Hindi or English language. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
so I am a Bengali background. So
Okay.
my CGPA is totally down,
Hmm.
6.9 something.
No issues.
So
Yeah.
can I crack the gate?
Yeah. Why not? See, it as I mentioned, so if you are see, college CGPA and GATE, they are completely independent things. So do not worry. See, as I mentioned, whatever you have left in your hand, if you think about your past, I also about it briefly in the stress management sort of thing. So these things are not in your control anymore because this is past. But now what you have in front of you is entirely with you, right? It is entirely in your hand. So it is up to you. So don't worry about what has happened in your first second semesters and your grade point. It will go up if you are disciplined, and just focus on whatever next semesters and next months for gate. So that will be my message to you, Swastik.
Okay, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
also I have a question.
Yeah.
There are lots of students in my university who
Mm-hmm.
are works in research paper, review paper, and they
Uh-huh.
are saying a pickup level. मतलब
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
समझ ही नहीं आता वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं रिसर्च
Okay.
पेपर के बारे में तो
Mm-hmm.
आई जस्ट इग्नोर देम एंड टोटली फोकस्ड ऑन गेट सो
Okay.
इज दिस आई एम राइट way
Yeah.
or
See,
way?
right. So see, there are multiple sort of paths that you can take. So if you're so it is all about, if see, if something is coming to you naturally, if it is of your interest and if you have time, then if you're writing a paper, it is completely okay. And yeah, if you have certain goals, like if you want some admission abroad in US, UK, someplace, there it counts to have some research exposure. But if you are entirely focused on gate, that is also okay. You're not missing out on anything. But at the same time, be open, like keep your eyes open for some opportunities or something. But as I mentioned, you are not missing out on anything at all. If you are focusing on your work, it is absolutely all right. I also, even I have some friends who have not been into many activities, but they are still doing well in GATE, and then now they are doing MTech at good IITs and IISc. So now they are writing such papers, which is even more impactful. So that is the point, that if it is not coming to you right now, and if you just listen to your mind and listen, just think about what you think is good for your career. Okay, so focus on whatever you are doing, and it is good that you are focusing on it.
Okay,
So
so
yeah,
after going IISc or IIT, I am write research paper or
yeah, yeah,
honors
yeah.
paper.
You can.
Yeah.
It'll all come naturally, as I mentioned. Some people they get into research and they naturally come up with ideas for good research and they produce some papers. So it is okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, next please. I have a question in the chat window. Just a second. Can you talk about daily schedule when you didn't have college classes in the month of November, December? Yeah. So I used to wake up. I used to go through some notes. I used to mostly do tests during the afternoon, as I mentioned, in the 3 to 6 period. And in the evening, I used to relax for some time. And then during the night, I used to, uh, you know, uh, uh, analyze my tests, analyze the mistakes, and work on some college related assignments. So yeah, this was more or less it. Next, yeah. So if anyone else has any questions,
Actually, I have one.
yeah,
Uh,
please.
yeah, talking about Swastik point, even I have been like working on research papers.
Okay.
So if I invest my time here, so will that be good for me for like carrying
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
forward and then for the
See.
admissions and ISC? Yeah,
Yeah, so let me demarcate one thing that admissions into these institutions, they are either into their MTech coursework or MTech research based. So if
research
you are
basis.
totally interested into research based and if you are writing these papers, as I mentioned, it is good for your this thing. But if you are interested into coursework, so if you even if you don't write, you just focus on your grade, it is okay. So if you are writing your this papers and everything, it is obviously an added advantage, but right. So but the main thing is that if you want to get into these IITs and everything where your research is actually valued, so you have to clear gate, right? So work on that
Mm.
and it is okay, but manage your time accordingly, that will be good.
Yes, as of now, I have kept for a pause, so I might be continuing after the February
Yeah,
month,
yeah,
maybe.
fine. It's all up to how you manage your time. So it is okay. Okay. So I think Dilip Verma is asking, can we crack it in 3 months preparation? Why not? It is all about how, as I mentioned, your work output is equal to time into intensity. So if you are very intense by intense, I mean really focused. So 3 months is good period of time. You can learn, you can just focus on your concepts, do some previous year questions and these things. So did you have pressure from HOD to attend placements? No, no, not necessarily. Uh, that depends from university to university, so it doesn't matter. So focus on that, focus on your work, and just stick with your instincts. Next, please.
Hello,
Sir?
Yeah.
welcome.
Yes.
I'm Afreed. Actually,
Yeah.
as per previous, I was writing a paper in
Uh-huh.
ISC. Actually, I'm working at ISC currently as
Okay.
a research intern.
Oh,
So
nice.
all
Yeah.
this while I was little bit busy writing the paper and doing a little bit of research. Now I'm a little bit
Uh-huh.
flexible in
Uh-huh.
this position. Now, like, yeah, same thing. Question again. Like,
Huh.
is it possible to prepare in the next 2 months and then writing mock tests?
Yeah. Okay. See, just a second before I answer, I again saw that we have 5 minutes left. So if you can just do that activity again, just quickly, we'll come back to it. I'll address your question, Afri. Okay. So just quickly, we'll end this meeting and we'll come back. Right, guys? Anyone can just give me a, yeah. Okay. Fine.